Yeah, man, I just see a lot, like way too much negative talk about Smoker on some of these One Piece forums, man. Like, I don't personally understand it. Smoker's one of the most badass characters Oda has given us. Then you consider he's a Marine who doesn't blindly follow the orders. He's allowed Luffy to escape custody a couple times, and you'd think people would love him. Well, I guess they do, but that's not really the issue of what I'm talking about. The issue is people keep calling him weak since the time skip, only based on one arc, really, on the Punk Hazard arc, when he lost to Law, Virgo, and Doflamingo. So I'm going to discuss some reasons why I think it's counterintuitive to base your idea of Smoker's strength on those three fights within the Punk Hazard arc. And we'll go in order. Start with Law. First and foremost, we all know Law and his Devil Fruit ability are pretty special. If Law isn't incapacitated immediately, he poses a serious threat to anyone. That's why Virgo doesn't give him even the slightest chance to mount any offense. But, again, Virgo knew Law and his power much more extensively than Smoker could have due to being part of Doflamingo's family. I don't really know how people expected Smoker to handle Law when, before he knew it, Law was dropping a warship onto them. To be ignorant of what Law can really do and still escape a battle with him with your life and the lives of your men is not a sign of weakness. Now, Virgo, is an easy one, really, to show Smoker's strength, or one of his strengths. His ability to compromise and to get done what needs to be done. Law is beaten. Virgo has Law's heart in his hand. He's monologuing and whatnot. And then, yes, Virgo, lays a beating on Smoker, starts beating his ass. I would say it's less about strength in this case, though, and more about the mastery of hockey, which some people just characterize that as strength, but I see it as completely different because of all the different variations of hockey. But with the chips down, regardless, Smoker uses his brain, gets Law's heart, and Virgo is defeated. Without what strength Smoker had, Law doesn't get his heart back. Matter of fact, everybody probably dies on Punk Hazard if it had not been for Smoker wrestling Law's heart away from Virgo. Because who the fuck was going to stop Virgo? Nobody's hockey was on par with Virgo, so that wasn't going to do it. Only Law really had the ability to beat him there. And then Doflamingo, after a couple times of damn near being killed, then being beat damn near to death by Virgo, running from the gas, saving all the children. After all that, Doflamingo shows up. Now, I think Smoker may have been too worn out to really challenge Dofi, but also his men were all around. And it stands to reason from past battles that we've seen, most pirate captains and admirals, people of a certain level of strength, they need space in order to fight efficiently. Unless they don't mind hurting their own people, which we know Smoker isn't about that shit. And if I remember correctly, the only reason Dofi went ham on them in the first place is because Smoker refused to tell him where Law and Luffy were going, giving them time to actually get to Dressrosa and not have Doflamingo just fall down onto the Sunny halfway on the way to Dressrosa. And that's why, I get pissed when I see people talking shit about this nigga. Oh, and again, this just came out in, a few weeks ago. What if I told you it's possible that Smoker is in reality stronger than Luffy, but contracted a disease that prevented him from fighting at 100% since the time skip? Would that make him look a bit stronger to you? That he was able to fight against Law, Virgo, and Doflamingo all in one day at 50% and still survive? Well, there is this then. Oh, and you can see the giant children on the ship, so I think it's safe to assume that this cover art is depicting a scene that occurred sometime after leaving Punk Hazard. And it shows no scars from Doflamingo's attacks, so I don't think it was a translation issue or anything like that. Smoker-san, you don't seem like a weakling to me. But I may be a little biased because I still got my fingers crossed that Smoker will end up a Straw Hat at some point. And right now, disease-free, I think that he's stronger than Law, Luffy, Virgo, and Doflamingo all individually at least. If he hasn't, if he wasn't at least that strong, I think he'd be a vice admiral for no reason, really. But thanks for tuning in. We have a lot of different content on the way. No real schedule, though, so we'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, I'm Russell the Revelator. Watch your step as you exit the cloud. Stay free, stay safe, stay armed. I hope you and your people are never harmed. And we out at 5,000.
Running at the sneeze, all that G.
Can't watch telly for 5 seconds without seeing that gibbering hooligan. And here I am reduced to postcards, the dry hump of marketing strategies. Well, hope someone sees them. Right?
Quarter in your slot machine, ting-a-ling jackpot, I make you scream. Milkshake your mama like a dairy queen. Let the first sour cream on the top of the cream. Superhead, tell Bill Maher, I'm coming for you, baby. All that G, hey, all that G. Tell you how it is. Tell you how it is. When you want it on your belly. When you want it on your belly. Or running out to sneeze. Or running out to sneeze. All that G, hey, all that G. Hey, baby, how it is. Hey, baby, how it is. If you got good grind.